Sip some tea with the Bougee Babe. Sip some tea with the Bougee Babe. Uninhibited, uncensored. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Uninhibited, uncensored. Come on, y'all. Sip some tea with the Bougee Babe. Uninhibited, uncensored. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Hey, bougies. It's me, the Bougee Babe, and boy, oh boy, do I have an interesting show for y'all today. But you know how it goes. We have to start with the tea. And the tea might give you a little bit of a hint of what we're going to be talking about. So, today's tea is locked up lemonade. You heard it. Locked up motherfucking lemonade, okay? And the ingredients are lemonade, grape juice, and gin. Why gin? Because gin make you sin.
That was cute.
So I have here inked up Drea, inked like ink, inked up Drea, and she's a whole vibe. But before we get into the topic of discussion, Drea, why don't you stand up and show us why the name is inked up Drea?
Okay.
Y'all ready for this? She's so cute. Ain't she cute?
But which one I'm going for?
This is over here. Just stay right there.
Okay. Wait, am I?
This is inked up Drea. You see all the ink, y'all?
It's like 100 and something, y'all.
100 and something.
I'm tatted.
And she has some tats done by the world-renowned, infamous B-Tat. I did do an episode with him. You gotta watch that one. But yeah, we see it. Y'all see it? Y'all see it? So our topic is riding or riding out. Okay? If your man, your nigga, your daddy, or you know how we say, my man, if he gets locked up and he's doing, and I mean locked up meaning like he down for the count, 10, 15 years, I don't know. Are we going to ride with him or are we riding out? What say you, inked up Drea?
It depends on who you is. I feel like at the end of the day, certain people don't deserve your loyalty. But when you a real right, you know, what's understood don't got to be explained.
Okay.
I feel like certain circumstances is certain circumstances. If that makes sense.
Okay. I heard a little bit of music going on there. Somebody want to party.
Hey now. I'm here for it.
I don't know, because the Bougee Babe, like, I'm riding out. I'm done. I'm out the door on the first thing smoking. Like, have you dated somebody that's been, or are you dating someone, or have you dated someone that has done some time? Like,
I could say in my younger years, I'm 34, but in my more younger years, I've dealt with people who was jailbirds. I feel like I wasn't riding. I was going with the wind, baby. But then when I met a person and it was like, you know, they fulfilled all of my needs on all levels, it was like I still wasn't riding, but we had an understanding that one, what's understood don't have to be explained, and you have a special place in my heart where I'm gonna ride with you to a level. So it's like, don't expect nothing of me. I don't owe you anything, and you don't owe me anything. What I can do, I'm gonna do for you. But because you held it down in the real world, I feel like the least I could do is give back on some level. So I do have a situation where we have an understanding.
okay.
And it's pretty much like, you know, at the end of the day, life goes on. This is not your first rodeo. And it would be selfish of you to expect certain things from me personally, because I'm still young and you a lot older than me. And this is the lifestyle that you chose versus what I chose. So it's certain situations where it's like, you know, at the end of the day, as long as I'm good in the real world, I'm good. But at the end of the day, if I could put a little money on your books,
put
pay
that
you a
money
little
on the books.
visit, do a little video call, something like that. I could do that. But to think I'm gonna sit here and hinder my life, we all know that's not gonna happen. And I'm not gonna be the person to lie to you and say, oh, I'm staying to you. No, we're not doing that. So I'm happy that in this circumstance, I've never really been in no major real ride or die situations, but he knew what it was hitting for. This was never his first rodeo. And for me, it was like, I'm happy you understand who you dealing with. So we have an understanding. So in a sense, I'm riding with you. But life goes on.
Y'all heard that? Life goes on.
Life goes on.
Cause
I'm going to answer a phone call. I'm going to put a little money on your books because you was solid. Before that was your circumstances, you was solid.
Right.
You took care of kids that didn't belong to you. You made sure I was good. You put me through cosmetology school. You held it down.
Oh, he was doing it. He
was doing it. But I feel like if you was a bum ass nigga, I'm not doing that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That's fair.
I'm gonna keep it pushing.
She gonna keep it pushing.
But because you was not only focused on my well being, you was focused on the things that had nothing to do with you.
Right.
Children, and they have a father, a very active father, a very successful father, but at the end of the day, you fuck with me the way you fuck with me. So I feel like that's the least I could do. Because you got your own situations.
Did the crime that they were locked up for, does that, or that they would potentially be locked up for, does that matter to you?
Mm-mm.
It's like, I don't care what you down for. I'm just here for you, baby.
No, because I feel like the way the world works, it doesn't matter what level of profession you're in. Everybody corrupt on their own level. Everybody got their ways about them. And you got to make things work for how you can make it work, right? And I feel like to each his own. My mother was a crackhead, and she was also murdered.
Oh, no.
And I make joke of it, but it's like, this is really reality. So I feel like I'm not nobody to judge not nobody. What your lifestyle is what you make it, your life choices and so on and so forth. So when you find somebody that's really on your type of time, you deal with that. So personally, get your money, do what you got to do, figure it the fuck out, protect what need to be protected, and mind your business and stay in your lane. I don't judge. I don't knock nobody for what they do.
Mind your business. Stay in your lane. And you know what? Drink water. Because if you're drinking water, you be running to the bathroom too much to be minding what's going on over here.
What they say, drink water and mind my business.
Does the type of crime that they did, does it make your pussy wetter?
A little bit.
Why I figure that?
A little bit. So I'm a sheltered child. I'm adopted, but I'm adopted by family. My mother's a retired CEO. And I was very sheltered. I was very controlled and so on and so forth. And I feel like when I finally got a taste of life, certain things definitely intrigue me a little bit more than it should. However, right is right and wrong is wrong. But as long as you stand on solid business, it's like, oh, yeah, that definitely, it does something to me. It's like, hey. But no, what I realize is I'm a lot tougher than these men. So it takes a lot to really intrigue me. Because the same thing that men do, I do. So the crime is like, hey, I do the same thing. So what are we talking about?
I could understand that. I could understand that. Cause it's like that bad boy type.
It's not.
thing.
I love a bad boy, but
what woman doesn't though? That's part of our problem.
That is.
It's part of our problem, and I think that's our downfall. Is we like the bad boys. They gotta have a little, rough around the edges, and when they don't, we're not interested.
Okay, so what I learned is I definitely like a bad boy. I don't like a man. Now, I'm bisexual. So for me...
Are you?
I am. So for me, I feel like for you to be a man, you got to be a man. I need to be able to follow your lead. I need to feel secure. I need to feel a lot of things that a man's supposed to provide, ideally. Because at the end of the day, me and you on the same page. That's how I look at it. Granted, am I a man? No. I understand I'm not a man,
right.
But when I deal with my females, the same shit you putting on the table is the same thing I'm putting on the table. I provide security, financials, all types of stuff. I'm going to figure out a solution, whatever it is, and I'm busting them nuts. So for me, it's like, what are we talking about? Like, what are we doing? Like, I just feel like, you know, you got to be a man's man.
Because you want to do that. Because when you with a man, you want to be in your soft girl era.
Exactly. Because I can do everything that you do. So the difference between most females is like, I get pussy is power. I get that. However, I'm not the female where it's like, oh, you look at me and you think X, Y, and Z. No, I'm going to be the female that's on the corner pushing whatever that I need to hustle. You know what I'm saying? Versus using my sex appeal.
Right.
And when you see most females, it was like, oh, you're pretty, you're this, you're that. Most females use their sex appeal because they don't have nothing going for them. Correct. I'm not one of those. And then I deal with females.
But see, I feel like...
Go ahead, tell me what you feel like.
I feel like...
This is fun.
A woman should never be in need...
You should never.
Of anything.
Absolutely.
But what comes down to it all is if you got a pussy, you should never be broke.
I agree.
Like, you should never want nothing. Mm-hmm. You should never have to want for anything.
That's a fact. Because at the end of the day, we are what we are. And we come to the table with a beautiful set of skills that men can't provide.
Exactly.
However, I'm a little retarded, and I feel so now this is this. Because I am who I am, I side with men on certain aspects. Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the day, we as females, we do a lot.
We do.
Granted, nurturing, loving, holding a nigga down, doing what needs to be done. Us as females, that's embedded in our DNA. However, society, so on and so forth, I don't necessarily blame men for certain aspects and how they carry themselves because sometimes us as women, we ruin it for everybody else.
Right.
But it go both ways. I'm very biased. I feel like to each his own, but men be fucking up and us as females, we be fucking up.
No, we don't fuck up.
A little bit we do. A little bit I feel like we do.
I think our fuck up is when we choose the baddest boy.
Honestly, but you want to know something? Not for nothing. I feel like when you locked in with a person, you could be the biggest piece of shit on the earth, right?
Right.
But when you really locked in with a person, your flaws does not matter because you really secure with that person and you feel like this is this, and I'm gonna do this for that person. Granted, the next person might not get that from this, from that individual, but because you're locked in. And you feel how you feel with an individual, you gonna move a little different. And I feel like that goes both ways with men and females. However, it's only when you locked in. Where we at right now, today, 2024, I feel like people are they're weird.
Everybody's
if that makes sense.
Weird.
Absolutely.
They're all weird.
And I feel like we as females have our own motives.
Yes.
And men have their own motives. But I also feel like us as women, because we are who we are and we are the key, right? Mm-hmm. We are that. And I'm a woman.
THAT, that.
I'm a woman first. And I love women and I love everything that we are about. I love the fact that we produce life. We are strong. We are this. Men could never imagine what it takes to be a female. And I get that.
Well, we know they can't because...
They can't.
That's by design. But... behind every successful man, there's a strong woman. It doesn't have to be that girl outside. Even if it's their mom, it's a strong ass woman.
I agree.
That's behind, holding them down.
I completely agree.
Speaking of the bad boys.
Okay. Let's talk about it.
For Inked Up Drea.
Okay.
Russell Wilson or Future? I've never seen Inked Up Drea.
This is unfair.
Have nothing to say.
I'm about to say this is unfair because it's 18 people in my head. Okay? So you have a select few that would say Russell Wilson because at the end of the day, we all want to be honored. We all want to be admired. We all want to be adored. And we all want to be loved publicly. We want to be put on a pedestal as females.
Absolutely.
But I'm also going to go with Future because at the end of the day, I'm here for it. And if I could tame a person like that, pat myself on the back.
Did y'all hear what she said?
Make it make sense.
Did y'all hear what she said? Okay, so when you're with a man,
Mm-hmm.
you want to be in that soft girl era.
I absolutely
right?
want to be in a soft girl.
Right.
I want to be dumb. Do.
She want to
Turn
ride the
everything
short
off.
bus with him. Like,
No, seriously, turn everything off and let you lead.
Right.
Because I deal with women.
Right.
And I'm usually the more dominant. And
That's what I was going to ask you.
Okay.
When it's with women, you're that type A personality?
I'm the man. So if you have to put a category on it, I would feel like I'm the more dominant. I am the man in the relationship. I'm the one that's going to hold things down. I'm going to figure it out. I am the security. But as a female, because I do what I do, I hold men to a different type of standard because we do the same thing. And then not for nothing, I'm really that. So it's like, as a security factor, us as women, we want to feel safe. We want to feel secure.
Absolutely.
We want to be dumb and move and let you lead. Most of us want that. Don't get me wrong. There's certain people, I'm an independent woman. I don't need a man for shit. I'm not that.
Girl, me either.
I'm not that.
Because what is that about?
I don't know. And I don't know. I don't know. However, if that's what it is, I come from a whole lesbian household, my entire upbringing, so I know what it takes to be the security, the foundation. However, I don't want to be that.
But you know what? I think it's like that. Most feminine women, when you're, and I'm speaking to being in that girl on girl relationship, most femmes they end up being the dominant ones in the relationship, because you'll have a whole stud over here. The aesthetics, the outside looking like they acting like they want to be a man. They,
That's a very touchy topic for me. That's a very, very touchy topic. So I feel like 9 times out of 10, when you get your studs, your real male, females, your butchie, your dykes, 9 times out of 10, that's because
they
you
need
don't
to be wearing a tutu. That's
a fact, but you don't feel secure as a individual. You have your own insecurities, and I'm not going to necessarily say you feel ugly, but us as women, we have a different type of power that we possess, and whether we are aware of it or not, we walk through life, and this is it. We are feminine. We are this. It's a lot of people, especially because society says what we supposed to look like, how we're supposed to carry ourselves. A lot of these dykes, the aggressors, the AGs, they don't fall into that category.
Yeah.
So they don't feel loved. They don't feel wanted. They don't feel a lot of things. So they fall into that category of, I'm going to be a nigga. I'm going to be a man. Let me not say nigga. I'm going to be a man. I'm going to show that type of aspect of my life, when deep down inside, you just need a hug. You understand what I'm saying? And it could be your own insecurities or what the world puts on you for insecurities, because, the world tells you you're too dark. The world tells you your hair's too nappy. The world tells you this is not attractive.
Right.
The world tells you got to be a certain size. You got to dress a certain type of way to be accepted. And unfortunately, sometimes when you find the less desirable females, they take a route into aggressors.
Yeah. But see, my thing is, if you're going to look like a man,
be a man.
I need you to be a man.
Stand on your shit,
baby.
Stand
on business.
Because I'm telling you, and at the end of the day, we bleed the same and all of that.
I don't want to be running shit. I don't want to be in control of shit.
You just want to sit down and be pretty.
Girl, that's it.
I understand.
Like, I want to be soft at all times. Like, I want to be able to look over and know that my man got this. Baby, I got you from back here. Got your back.
Right.
We good. But
I feel the same way, but it's so hard.
It is.
And you want to know also, as of 2024, I feel like us as females is either you play the dumb bitch role, or you be strong in who you are, and you allow life to be what it is. But because no man, I feel like, wants a bitch that's doing better than them. You can't be a successful female. You can't be strong in your situation. You can't know what you want in life and think that most men is going to support you. I'm not going to say all men don't support, but us as females is like, we in this lifestyle where you have to stroke a man's ego, and you can't be independent. For you to be an independent, successful female, low time, like, you have to deal with a certain type of man, because a powerful man, a man that's established in life, 9 times out of 10, They can't deal with that.
They can't.
Because they have to have the control.
Yep.
Even though we can give you the control as a successful woman, but where we're at today in 2024, the economy, the world, the life says you have to be this person.
Right.
You have to hold your own with or without the individual.
So you think a future type man would give Inked Up Drea all that
Absolutely
she needs?
not. No. No.
So what type of man and or woman, you know, do you like? What's your type?
When it comes to men, I need strength. I need power. I need control.
Okay.
I need you to be able to put me in my place.
Right.
Respectfully.
Right. Because that makes the pussy wet.
Because I hold shit down, okay? I do all the things that you do. I'm that. Mm-hmm. So I need you to be able to have control over me and really understand who I am. Because with or without you, I'm fine.
Right.
You understand? But I need a man to be a man. I need to be able to find you, follow you blindly, and
know that you got this.
I need to turn my brain off.
Right.
As a man. Because at the end of the day, I deal with women.
What type of women do you like?
I like femmes. I like girly girls.
So you want her to be soft?
Very soft.
In her soft girl era?
I'm the toughest you need. At the end of the day, like, I'm cute on the exterior, but internally, I'm really a whole nigga. So I feel like at the end of the day, I need you to compliment my pretty and be better than me. Because I'm still really like, I'm that. I will go. I'm a little retarded.
She keep reminding y'all, she's that.
I'm that.
We not gonna look. She that.
But no, I definitely love a more feminine female than myself. On the exterior, I'm feminine, but internally, I'm really very much so masculine, and I feel like I need the feminine energy to level me out. I like women for what I like women for, and I like men for what I like men for.
What's the longest time that you would do a bit with someone?
It depends on who we are together.
Okay.
It depends on what we have established. I feel like, not for nothing, I've experienced a lot of things in my life, and it's like, oh, you about to go to jail? Goodbye. However, I can honestly say for one individual, it doesn't matter what you did, and he's a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit. Like cheating, all types of stuff. Like, I know where the bitch live, all types of stuff. You know okay? He's really a piece of shit. But when it comes down to the energy that you have for me as an individual versus whoever that you had on your plate, whatever you had on your background, whatever, I was put on a pedestal and I felt that. Okay, so even though you're where you're at, and you can't call on none of the females that you did whatever you did, you can call me. I'm going to always answer. If I got it to spare, I'm going to put it on your situation. Family, I love them respectfully, but at the same time, my life does not stop. I definitely feel like if you put that energy into me personally because of my life experiences, I feel like I could give that back to you.
Okay.
How you handle me is how I handle you. And it's not just a sexual relationship. You being my friend, me meeting you and you handling me correctly because of my life experiences, I feel like loyalty is a big thing. It doesn't have to be a sexual thing. It just, you handle me right, I'm going to handle you right. What you give to me, I give back to you.
I think that's fair. That's fair enough. But how would you keep the spark alive in that type of relationship?
You can't.
When because there's no physicality.
I feel like at that point, how you feel about an individual in those circumstances will show itself. I feel like it's certain circumstances where it's like, you know what, through hell and high water, I'm rotting. I'm here. And I'm never giving up this pussy. I'm not entertaining nobody. And I feel like that's real. Like, that's an actual legit thing, right?
Okay.
Now, if you're familiar with movies, I'm a movie buff. The Notebook. Shorty had, you like The Notebook? Yes. Shorty had Alzheimer's and all of that, dementia. But it's certain things where it's like, I know you are the love of my life. And even though we not perfect, you are mine.
You're not perfect, but we're perfect together.
Exactly.
That's the key.
And I get that. So I'm here for, and I forever want to experience and look for that. Right? Mm-hmm. However, Me being a realist and me coming from where I come from, I can acknowledge that you meet people for seasons and reasons.
Yes.
And even if it's not a sexual experience, it could be a platonic experience. It could just be, I'm friends with you. It could be, I actually have a genuine respect for you.
Yeah.
And sometimes that comes in a mix of male and female, man and man, whatever the case may
Right.
be. However, if it was an intimate situation, sometimes it's like, you know what? We had what we had.
And then that's it.
But I'm going to be here for you forever.
Right.
Regardless of what you go through. And you could move on. You could live your life. You could start over. Whatever the case may be, depending on the circumstances. I just feel like it's certain people in your life where you want to see the better for them.
Right.
And it's not about the personal. It's just, I just want to see you okay.
So are you sending them, pictures, or are you doing the old school phone sex?
I don't do none of that. I went on one visit for my individual, because that's my reference. For my individual. I've never did a bid with a nigga because I didn't have to. But for the situation where I felt like I was low-key entitled or obligated. Now, mind you, we had a whirlwind of situations, and it's like my brother low-key was fucking your bitch. Didn't even know, okay? However, because you held me down the way you held me down in the real world, I feel like I owe you something.
Right.
And that could be my personality. I'm a Libra, so I feel like at the end of the day, when you handle me correctly, I'm going to handle you just as well. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So for that circumstance, it's like, yeah, you're a piece of shit. I know you're a piece of shit, and I accept that you're a piece of shit. But if you need a little commissary, the least I could do is put commissary. Why? You put me through cosmetology school. You made sure children that did not belong to you was good.
Good, right?
You know what I mean? It's certain
That's a lot.
things. It is. Because I feel like not all people, and I'm not going to just hold it on men. I feel like us as human beings, we're selfish. And I feel like moving when you intergrade your lifestyle with another person, especially when they have a life that existed before you, it puts a lot of, should I do this? Should I not do this? Am I right? Am I wrong?
Yep.
Right? And I feel like, generally speaking, everybody tries to appease society. But when you really deal with an individual on some wholehearted, I don't care how nobody looks at me, I'm going to be a dumbass and so on and so forth. And you could accept that. You really see people for who they are. And it's like, not for nothing. You got your own situation. You have children. Your personal shit trumps my personal shit. But when you put my personal shit on a level of your personal shit,
that speaks volumes.
It
Because
does.
people are not doing that
at all.
But do you really feel it's because people are being selfish, or do you feel it's because society? Because me personally, I feel like society has made it where you do kind of have to have some sense of selfishness because of just the way the world is right now. And people move off of hidden agendas. So you gotta, be leery of it.
So, I'm an American. I grew up around a lot of West Indians. A lot of people that shouldn't be in this country. A lot of people that really sacrifice to be here. So, it opens up my eyes to a lot of shit, right? And I feel like who you are in certain circumstances really establish a lot of things and how you move in the future.
Okay.
And I feel like as an American, I'm entitled. And I don't feel like I owe anybody anything. So it dictates how I carry people, how I present my life, and how I accept people and what I do. But also, I come from a different background, so it's like I see the people who don't have, right? And when you take relationships, jobs, whatever the case may be, it puts a lot of things into perspective. And I feel like at the end of the day, what's real is real, and what you feel, despite whether it be for a paycheck, economic, whatever the case may be, you standing on big business, right? So I feel like when you handle a certain people and you feel how you feel, you gonna fuck with them because that's really what it is. Okay?
Okay.
And regardless, I feel like it's a personal thing. So it's like, yeah, I could get money off a lot of situations. I could make a business. I could establish relationships. I could do a lot of things. But genuineness is very rare.
Hard to find.
It's so hard to find.
Hard to find.
And I feel like that trumps everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I built a lot of my relationships off of that. And I feel like moving forward in life, you could be who you are. You could be a criminal. You could be a professional. You could be this. You could be that. Handle me correctly. And how you handle me will ensure how I deal with you.
Yep.
So it's like, you know, you could be who you are. Whatever you're into. You could be a criminal. You could be blue collar. Whatever the case may be. But if I fuck with you, I fuck with you.
So you don't send the pictures,
No,
right?
I'm not doing none of that.
You're not having phone sex.
I'm not doing none of that.
You're not even sending feet pics.
That's not paying my bills. However,
You're not even sending feet
I will
pics?
happily post, solicit feet pics. But that's not paying my bills. My relationship with you is I want you to hold your head and be, you know, stay true to what you're doing, be successful, and I want to give you positive energy because that's your circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
I personally can't do a bill with you because that's not paying my bills. I come
Is that
from
for a man or
it
for
don't
males
matter.
and females?
It don't matter. You're not paying my bills. At the end of the day, we gotta pay bills, right? You get locked up. The people that you was supporting before you get locked up, their life still go on.
Mm-hmm.
You can't say, oh, well, as if I was your person, right? And I was your financial security and I get locked up and you left out there high and dry. You don't have a clue to figure out your life because you used to somebody taking care of you. What you gonna do? Can you pay your bills and say, oh, my person is in jail?
Listen,
You got to figure it the fuck out.
we already know I'm not holding nobody down.
But that's what I'm
I
saying.
ain't doing
So
it.
at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do. And as a
Mm-hmm.
woman, I feel like it's easy to be a woman. It's easy to lay on your back. It's easy to collect handouts. However, if you're a prideful person like myself, I'm not even about to play you like that because you got me fucked up. But I got to get shit done. And it's like this idea as us being women is a lot of expectations, especially if you're a mother and a woman. You got to do certain things. I'll be damned if I'm about to put my life on the line.
She said, "I'd be dead."
I'm sorry. You think I'm about to put my life on hold because you in jail? Can you pay these bills while you in jail?
Listen, if he the right type of man,
He might could.
he might could.
But if you could pay these bills while you in jail, we could talk about it.
we
We could talk about it. Because I could pay these bills with or without you. And it took a lot. It took a lot to get there.
yeah.
But I could pay these with or without you. So now what can you do for me while you're behind bars? And men, as men, they want you to hold the pussy down. They don't want you to entertain nobody. They want you to figure it the fuck out. They want you to be present and permanent. They want you to be their biggest fans, but they also want you to be dumb. And I have no problem being dumb. I'm not going to...
I'll be dumb for a nigga outside.
Listen, I've been dumb
not
for a
dumb
nigga
for a
for
nigga
4
inside.
years. I literally just let go. I've been dumb. Help you get where you need to get. Take advantage. All types of shit.
She
I've
said,
been
"I've been
happily
dumb
dumb. Delulu was my name. If you open up a dictionary, Delulu was there.
It said inked up Drea. That's what it said.
Yes. Tattoos, all types of stuff. It's like, I love you. I don't care what you got going on. I'm here. And us as women, when you know that you want what you want, you'll accept a lot of things that you should not accept. And we know better. Because not for nothing, we a little bit more, we more aware of what's going on than men.
Because they don't have a clue.
They're dumb. Men are dumb.
You got some women that are
By choice.
dumber.
That is a fact. However, I feel like it's by choice. And I also feel like it's low-key upbringing.
What advice would you give a woman so she wouldn't be dumber?
I feel like stand 10 toes on who you are. If you a loose bitch, be a loose bitch, but stand 10 toes on that. If you a prideful female, be a prideful female, but stand 10 toes on that. Don't make excuses for the world to be the world.
Right.
Because I feel like a lot of times, us as women, we can't acknowledge that sometimes things are actually our fault. We are to blame sometimes. And I say this because now I'm a boy mom, right? But I can honestly say, because I have brothers, I have sons, and I'm a woman who deals with women. Sometimes us as females, we victimize situations where it's like you are to blame for certain circumstances. Sometimes we as women victimize situations and so on and so forth. But I definitely feel like we have the power to really be great, or we have the power to be pieces of shit. And I feel like because we do know that power, we don't always use our power for greatness.
Mm-hmm.
And you be losing shit.
Because we have a lot of power.
We have amazing power.
Women don't realize how much power they have.
It's
sometimes.
Crazy. Pussy runs the world. Pussy really runs the world. I have a gay nephew, and he told me to my face, if I was a woman, I would do X, Y, and Z. I would never be broke.
But that's why
my
I
bills
said,
would be paid.
If you have a pussy, you should never be broke.
You should never be.
You should never want for anything. You should have everything that you need.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't have a need for anything.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like
I agree to a degree.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say I agree to a degree is because I am a female and I fuck bitches. I have relationships. I got a baby mother. I got an ex-girlfriend that I won't never let go.
Mother?
I have a baby mother.
Wait, why are you not letting the ex-girlfriend go?
Honestly, she's a piece of shit, but I feel like when it really boils down to the sentiments, it's like I genuinely, wholeheartedly love you. And me being a woman first, at the end of the day, I could acknowledge we're not perfect.
Right.
Just like no human being is perfect. But you make me feel what I feel. And I'm not going to say nobody could ever replace that. But as it stands, from the time you enter my life to where we're at right now, I have a whole special place in my heart for you. I don't know if anybody could replace that. Whether you be man, female, so on and so forth. And I acknowledge you're a piece of shit. But because I do what I do and I dabble in what I dabble in, I could see certain things. I'm not here for security. I'm not here for structure. I'm not here for none of that. I'm here because you genuinely make me feel a way. Whether you be a female, whether you be a nigga. Personally, when I settle down, if I die when I'm 80, I want to die with a bitch and a nigga. Like, I want all of that. I don't want to have to choose. I want all of us to be one band, one sound. It's going to be great. It's going to be amazing. Like, but I feel like that's what I want.
Do you like to be dominated, or you?
It depends on the circumstances. When I'm dealing with women, I'm going to be the dominant person.
Yeah.
When I'm dealing with a man, because I could be a nigga. Mine is the actual fact that I don't have a dick attached to my body. I'm a whole man. Okay? In my head, I'm a nigga. So I feel like, low-key, for you to be a man dealing with me, you got to be 10 toes. You got to be strong. You got to be a person I can follow blindly. You got to be that.
So if you see a man that you may like or have some sort of attraction to,
Mm-hmm.
Are you approaching them, or do you wait for them to approach you, Mr. Ma'am?
Low-key, I'm waiting for them to approach me. And the reason being is because I feel like men play games. Men are childish.
At all times.
They never know what they fully want.
Never.
And 9 times out of 10, it takes experience to put them in perspective of where they want to be at. And even then, it's a hit or miss, right? I feel like because of who I am, somebody gonna love it here, and I'm not chasing nobody. I'm not chasing nobody.
Because why, y'all? Inked Up Drea said she is that.
I'm that.
You
either gonna like it here or you not. But I stand on big business.
Do you feel that they are intimidated by you if they don't?
Men, mostly, yes. It take a certain type of man. You got to be a very secure man to deal with me because I'm going to challenge you.
Right, and they don't like that.
They don't. Especially because now, what I realized in life, if I was a more bigger female, if I was a more aggressive female, if I came off a different type of way, people would respect my gangster. But because I'm petite, I'm tiny, I'm feminine looking, I look real fragile on the exterior.
Drea.
The only thing that made me look tough is my tattoos.
You said you look fragile on the outside.
I'm little. I'm really little in real life. Think about it. You are bigger than me. And I'm not even saying you're big, but height, everything. I'm tiny. And people look at that.
That's what you basing your fragility on?
No, because I'm really a thug in real life.
Because nothing, looking at you, I would never.
Really?
No.
Really? But see, you're a female.
Okay.
Men have different outlooks on things. Think about that.
They don't even know what they're looking at.
They
Outlook,
don't.
inlook, whatever
And
kind of
that
look,
be,
they don't even know.
honestly, I'm happy you brought that up because I feel like low key that be the problem.
Right.
So on the exterior, looking at me is like, oh, let's play.
She said, let's play.
Let's play. And men that have mental games and all types of shit, you know, control, all types of weird shit, right? And it's like, you know, depending on how you come off, I'm gonna get over. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. But it's like, you know, I'm not that. Because what you do as a man, I do as a female.
So, but
females.
what are you though? Like, what's Inked Up Drea like when you're on your demon time?
When I'm on, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I'm transparent. I feel like all my life I had to fight, so I'm not kissing nobody ass.
All my life I had to fight.
I'm not candy coating nothing. What you see is what you get. This is it. To know me is to love me, and you have to accept me for who I am because I'm not going to give you no other choice. I'm an acquired taste. Whether you be a female, whether you be my friend, whether I'm eating a pussy or I'm sucking dick, I am an acquired taste.
Lord.
I'm definitely an acquired taste.
Lord,
I'm not for everybody. And I get that.
But since you like men,
I do.
Since you like women,
I do.
Are you into poly?
I am.
Okay.
And because I'm who I am, it's not what makes the man happy. I'm not here to make you happy, to make you feel like that. This is all about me. We here because we want to make Drea happy. Does that make sense?
Listen.
I like what I like and I'm going to have what I have. Now, mind you, my mother, she's 82. She is a lesbian, but she come from a different world. So it's like being gay. I'm not saying she doesn't embrace who she is, but she comes from
But that's
a
a
different...
whole nother
era
and generation.
Right.
They'll live their whole life
in secrecy because that's what they know. Yes. Whereas I'm who I am. I don't give a fuck. I really don't. I'm very proud of who I am.
So what would you do if you get with a man or a female and neither one of them are accepting of a poly?
Then we can't be together.
Because are you open with it? Do you tell them?
I'm very transparent. Very, very transparent. Actually, my baby mother, we are not together to this day, and I love her. She's perfect. She make lamb chops. I don't even like lamb chops. She make lamb chops, and they're amazing, okay? However, as my baby mother, you put an ultimatum on the table because you're selfish. We know who I am, and we know who you are, but because you put an ultimatum and you thought you could have control... we can't be together.
Well, ultimatums never really work anyway.
Ever.
Because half the time, if you give someone an ultimatum, you're not gonna get the result that you're looking for.
The problem with me is that I'm very transparent. I'm gonna tell you, I'm into what I'm into, and all my life I had to fight. I was very controlled throughout my entire childhood. So I feel like as an adult, I pay my own bills. I'm a parent. I'm all types of shit. I want what I want, and I'm gonna have that. However, society says you should be this, you should be that. I personally don't give two flying fucks about that. And I want a bitch. I want a nigga. If y'all want to dabble with each other, we could do that. However, I want what I want, and I'm going to have what I want. And can't nobody change my mind. And if you're going to deal with me, you have to be okay with the fact that this could be beneficial to you, or you going to be mad. It don't make me never mind.
It could go either way.
It could. But I know what I want, what I want.
Household.
I want what I want.
So, I mean,
it's not always about the finances. I mean, granted, finances are amazing. If we could all get on the same page and hold shit down, it's great. But personally, I'm a little selfish. I'm kind of an only child, even though I'm adopted. I was raised really individually, and I feel like whatever the fuck I want, I'm going to get it. And you should give it to me because I deserve it. Because I would give it to you. So, personally... I like what I like. I like men. I like women. I'm not going to choose.
Well, since you're the dominant one with the women, who's wearing the strap? You or them?
Me. I've only let one person use a strap with me. Only one person. Only one person. Her name, I'm not even going to say her name, but she lives in Texas now. I only let one female ever in my lifetime use a strap on me. And I used to call her daddy and all types of stuff.
What?
That was so serious. However, that was the only situation where I felt like I gave somebody that power to be dominant, the man aspect in the relationship. And it was very interesting because I was young. She was even younger. And her family was very Caribbean and didn't expect or accept the gay lifestyle.
Right.
So for me, I was like the devil person. I corrupted their child whole time. It's like I helped her find who she really was. Because she was kind of lost in life. And it's like, you don't know if you want to be a dyke. You don't know if you want to be feminine. You don't know what's going on. I'm happy that I was able to provide that for you. Whole time, I'm a dominant person. So I don't deal with dykes or anything like that. AGs, whatever you want to concern yourself as. But I'm usually that. So it's like I don't see myself dealing with people, but this is the one time in my life where I dealt with a more aggressive female, but I helped her find her position in life. That was fun. That was great. However, I'm still tough in real life, and I'll really beat you up. So it was
Not beat you up.
It was very interesting. It was fun. It was real fun. But yeah, no.
So have you had any men say to you, since you're like, you say totally transparent, you're dominant, but yet in all of that, we have this tiny person who said they look fragile. Like, you ever have any guys like say to you, you're lucky I'm on probation, or you're lucky I'm on parole?
Most men I deal with, I feel like they think they could deal with the gay girl, right?
Because I think they only do it because they say they could change our minds.
I feel like, from my experience, I feel like as a man, men come into all situations thinking they actually have control, right?
But they don't.
They don't. And that's the problem. Because now, me growing up the way I grew up and me knowing what I know, and then I'm a female, okay? We really run shit low key. How we want to go about that, to each his own. But when it really boils down to it, us as women, we really run shit. And I feel like most men feel like they have the power to control what you like or dictate the things you into. But then 9 times out of 10, those people who think that way, I could run tracks around planets fucking with you.
Around planets.
Make it make sense. You understand? So it's like, us as women, we move a different type of way, but men are men. And they don't focus on intimate details. They don't focus on what really matters.
But that's because men are very simple and simplistic, right? We are more
Detail.
Yeah. And,
very extravagant. It's a lot that goes into us. And I feel like because I do what I do when I'm into what I'm into, the difference between me and a man, the little details that men don't pay attention to, I'm going to pay attention to. The things that doesn't make sense, the conversations, for example, let me tell you about my day. So-and-so said this, so-and-so did this, I felt like this, whatever. I just want to fucking pull my weave out. I don't know. I need a rub. I need whatever. Because we women.
Yep.
It's a lot.
Yep.
We internalize a lot of things.
We do.
Sometimes men they can't even compute what the fuck we just said.
Well, they can't compute what they said.
A lot of things, right?
Right.
And sometimes they need our energy to feel good about their days.
Well, going back to when you said you run around planets, and then you said, like, if a man is not being that man, and you'll get over on him. What do you mean by that when you say you can get over on him?
With or without you, I'm going to be all right. I can't say that for all females, but with or without you, because I do the same thing you do. I'm into the same things that you into. What moves me as a female, I can't speak for all females, but I know, like, I understand a man on a certain level where it's like certain things.
Because you're a man.
Low key. I should have been a nigga.
Your new name is gonna be Mr. Ma'am.
I mean, it's an Andre in here. It's an Andre back here somewhere. They see people and Andre's one of them. But I feel like because I'm into what I'm into, I understand where certain things just don't matter, right? And as a female, the things that don't matter to a man means everything to us. Respect, how you handle me.
True.
How you carry yourself. You know, little things, right? So I get all aspects, and then I'm a Libra. So I feel like because I'm a Libra, I could look at the bigger picture, the smaller picture, the in-between, so on and so forth, and put myself on a pedestal where it's like I can understand where you're coming from, and I can understand where you're coming from because that's just who I am. But because I am who I am, I hold men on a certain pedestal, and I hold females on a certain pedestal.
You have to.
It's beautiful to find a median. But because I'm still a woman first, I put us on a bigger pedestal. Because I could do the same thing you could do as a man. I could protect us. I could get this bread. I'm tough in real life. Like, I'm really, really that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, can I make an individual feel secure? Absolutely. Can I make you feel loved? Absolutely. It's certain things that a man will overlook, and this is honestly why I feel like I would refuse to do jail time with a man who don't invest in me personally as a woman, because while you doing all of that, I'm supposed to hold it down, keep it afloat,
right?
Keep this bread up, you know, stay there, stay loyal, keep on a level, and I'm not supposed to embarrass you because as a man, you supposed to be powerful.
And that's what we like.
Right.
We like that. We like men.
And we want to be in that position and make you feel like you that nigga. But at the end of the day, if we don't feel like we that bitch, why would we make you feel like you that?
Okay. So real quick, tell us something about Inked Up Drea that someone may not know about you.
As confident as I come off, I'm very sensitive. I'm very, 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 very sensitive.
Really?
It doesn't look like that, right? I'm very sensitive. I think that is the most transparent I could be. I feel like I'm tough as hell. And I don't ever want nobody to see my weakness. But when it really boils down to it, like, you know, when you have to be who you are behind closed doors in the dark and so on and so forth, you taking showers and all that good shit. I'm a big ass baby and I cry a lot. And I really cry a lot. But I'm tough as hell. So on a personal, I will be very vulnerable with myself and the people who give a fuck about me, and I know you give a fuck about me. I can show you that. But on the outside looking in, I'm going to always be tough as hell.
But that's probably because most people that are sensitive like that and that cry a lot, that tough exterior is there because it's a way of protection.
I'm a big ass cry.
Because I'm the same way.
I can see it.
I have tissue paper feelings.
Oh my God.
I really do.
I love that for you.
And I will cry at the drop of a dime.
But that doesn't change the fact that you still thorough as hell. You hear me?
No, because I will be crying and busting your ass at the same time.
That's a fact. I'm really retarded because it's like I will really try to kill you with my bare hands and have a smile on my face, but tears coming down my cheek.
Right.
Like, oh.
But I think I think that's why in a man I want to be that soft girl, because
you could be.
I don't want to be tough all the time. I don't want to sit there. Like I want. Yeah, like babe, can I?
At the end of the day, us as women. Now look, I really go back to an old traditional way of thinking, right? Us as women, I want to be supportive to you as my man. I want to make you feel good. I want you to feel secure. I want to feed you. I want to nurture you. I want to love you down to the balls. Like I want to drain you. You hear me?
Right.
However, because I'm not dumb, and we could give all of this to the wrong person, and you got 18 bitches giving you the same thing I'm giving you, and that's where we feel as individuals. What the fuck is the point?
Okay, that's fair.
Life teaches you don't be dumb. But when you find that person where you could give all of that to and turn your brain off as a female, and that's very important.
Yep.
Because us as females, we have to be smart, we have to be secure, we have to be a lot of things because we're females. especially the uglier females. Okay? However, you really gotta be on your shit. And I feel like I could be all of what you need me to be, but I can't be stupid.
Well, it's a difference between being dumb and it's a difference between being stupid.
No, that's a fact.
It's a big difference.
I've chose to be dumb. I've chose to be delusional. I've made those choices, but I've also chose to tolerate a lot of shit because
we just want to be what? Demure. We want to be demure.
I've been in all types of situations, and I feel like it's certain people, us as women, we always want to feel secure in life.
Absolutely.
Because we deserve that.
We do.
We do. We really do. I feel like, especially us as black women, because us as black people, period, we're not taught what we really deserve. We're learned what we're entitled to.
Girl, that's a whole nother show, that topic right there.
Well, call me when you're ready for that.
2-hour topic.
Because that's a whole nother thing. But I really do believe that at the end of the day, depending on where you come from and who you are, you carry yourself a certain type of way. Mm-hmm. But when it really boils down to the logistics of it, and this is why white people low-key be successful, they're groomed for a different aspect in life, right? And we kind of gotta fight for this shit, but it makes it, when you find your person, it makes it that much better.
It does.
And it allows you as a female, especially a strong black female, because we gotta be strong.
But that's why we can't be riding.
No, that's a fact. Because not everybody deserves that energy.
Exactly.
Not everybody deserves that energy, especially when you have men as black men. They didn't have the best upbringing, and it's like at the end of the day, because women wronged them, they feel like they have to wrong women. They can't give us what we deserve, what we're entitled to, and that's not our fault. That's a them problem. However,
and we're not going to
make
it a we problem.
No, but the problem is us as black women, we settle and we tolerate a lot of things that we shouldn't. And I'm not going to say all of us do, but in a whole, when you see something that you think might be worth it, we get the shit under the stick versus the Caucasians, the Spanish, the so on and so forth.
Girl, don't even get into that now. Don't even get into that.
Well, call me when you're ready. Call me when you're ready. Call me because we can talk about it.
In closing, tell the people, where can they find Inked Up Drea?
You can find me at 464 Central Avenue. I do ink. You can find me on Instagram, inkedup_Drea. And that's pretty much it.
So we had fun today with Inked Up Drea.
This was fun.
We know that Inked Up Drea is not going to be riding. She's going to be riding out.
How you handle me is how I'm going to handle you.
Okay. So y'all all know you can find the Bougee Babe at the Bougee Babe Podcast on Instagram. You can always email me at thebougeebabe@gmail.com. And the website is thebougeebabe.com. And Bougee is Bougee. So listen, y'all out there, make your locked up lemonade. It was great. My cup is empty.
It is.
And I want y'all to go back and look at some of the episodes and get some of the recipes from the drinks that I make. I make them myself. And let me know what y'all think. And if you ever want to come on the Bougee Babe and talk about something, hit me up, y'all, because let's talk about it.
That's right.
Some tea with the Bougee Babe. Sip some tea with the Bougee Babe. Uninhibited, uncensored. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.